Can it be next Friday now? No? Okay. Hi, everyone. It's me, again, Grant the Movie and TV Guy. Hello. Movies and TV, that's what we do here. Before we get started, I just want to do some clearing up. In my The Forever Purge review, which is my last video, I erroneously claimed that my new subscriber's name was Josh V. I was wrong. His name is Joey V. My apologies to you, Joey V, for that very, very unfortunate mistake. If you're still subscribed, thank you. If you aren't anymore, I understand. That was very stupid of me. Alright. We're going to talk about one more movie today, this thing willing, and that is a movie that I'm genuinely excited to talk about. And that movie is Fear Street, Part 1, 1994. This is the first in a trilogy of films that's airing each one on Netflix, based on the R.L. Stine book series. Part 2 is next Friday, and Part 3 is the Friday after next, and this is Part 1. So, Fear Street Part 1, 1984, is directed by Leah Janiak. And this film stars a lot of some very promising newcomers. Kiana Madeira, Olivia Scott Welch, Benjamin Flores Jr., and you also got some recognizable names like Maya Hawke, and, yeah. And so, what's the film about? Oh, and Fred Heckinger. Oh, he was in The Woman in the Window. That's where I've seen that guy from. That's where. Okay, and Julia Raywald. And they play a group of young people. They're living in this town called Shady Side, which is often the signs often known as Shitty Side. Why? Well, in the opening scene of the movie, which is very much an homage to Scream, Maya Hawke plays Heather, and she is working at the mall one night, and a psycho killer in a mask comes and brutally murders Heather, a slasher. And it seems to appear to be her friend. He's killed, or is he? So apparently, this town is cursed. It's been cursed by a witch, seemingly, but everyone says, oh, it's just a scary story. Well, in any kind of movie like this, especially an R.L. Stine story, it's not so much. So when an incident involving the main character Dina, played by Miss Madeira, after a run-in with her ex-girlfriend Samantha, played by Welch, they end up being the next potential. They've ended up being marked by the curse of the witch. These group of friends. Which seems to create supernatural slashers, and they need to save the day, and save themselves. In order to do that, they might need to figure out how this all started, either now or maybe in 2 future movies. So, I'm gonna come around with it. I'm not gonna make this a long review because I'm really only reviewing a fourth of a larger story. Like, this is only part 1. So what I'll say is, because we are gonna review part 2 and part 3 for sure. What I will say is, just on the basis of this first film, I loved Fear Street. I'm really looking forward to part 2 and part 3. It's really a good start because it finds a way to be a complete meal of a film while also being the setup to the 2 films that are going to follow, and finds a way to mix them together, build intrigue, and still kind of have a story that goes somewhere and has kind of a complete arc. I loved the romance between Dina and Samantha. I thought it was really moving. It gave me interest. Mr. Heckinger plays Simon, and Benjamin Flores Jr. plays Josh and Kate. They make good comic relief. Benjamin Flores Jr.'s character is kind of, his whole thing is, he plays Josh, and his whole thing is the little brother of Dina. And his whole thing is that since it's in the 90s, he's on a chat room about supernatural stuff, and that's kind of his thing, is ghosts and demons and shit. I also just love being someone who was only a year old in 1994, but did see a chunk of the 90s from that perspective. I just love the music, and I love the setting of this movie. Now, I know we're going to go back to 1978, apparently, in part 2. But I loved this whole experience. Some great kills, a great sense of humor about itself. One kill, particularly involving a meat slicer, actually made me go, like, holy shit. Like, I was scared. So, not much more to say. Can't quite go the full finish line of this, but pretty far. I'm going to give Fear Street Part 1, 1984, 4.5 stars out of 5, and I'm going to adjust, go up or down, depending on how part 2 and 3 go. I'm kind of going to do it by ear, kind of like you do like a Kill Bill or a Lord of the Rings. So, Yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars for Fear Street Part 1. I can't wait for Part 2 next Friday, and then Part 3 the Friday after next. So, yeah. Trailer Trash None, it was on Netflix, was their shawarma. Not really, but before the credits roll, they kind of fade out to be continued, and there's a trailer for Part 2. Right before, like, a little sneak peek of Part 2, right before the credits. But yeah, otherwise, no. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 5 stars for Fear Street. We'll be back tomorrow for the Tomorrow More. Next week will be Black Widow and Fear Street Part 2, 1978. That'll be next time, and until next time, I'm again the movie and TV guy. I see it all. I'm happy to share it with you. Love you all. I appreciate you all. Love you all, Club Semester. Love you 3000. Be kind to one another. Go check out Fear Street Part 1. You'll definitely want to see Part 2 and Part 3 after. And thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye. See you later. See ya. Oh! Did I have something else I wanted to... Oh yeah, I got my tickets. I'm going to see Space Jam on the 16th. Alright. Take care. Bye. See you later.